It's currently 6:40 a.m. I just finished hour and a half of work, and this morning I woke up at 5. But it was tough. It was extremely hard. Yesterday I went to bed too late. I still had too much work to finish, and so when I woke up and I looked at the clock and it read 5 a.m., I was like, why am I doing this? I only slept for like 6 hours. I was tired. My eyes felt dry. And the thing is, when my alarm goes off, it's not like super loud. It's loud enough so that I wake up, but so that my whole family can stay sleeping, right? And so when it goes off, it's not super uncomfortable. Like when I hear it, it's like, all right, I need to get up, but I can stay in bed for a little while, and that's where it went wrong this morning. Of course, I still woke up. Of course, I got over it, but in that moment, when you look at the clock and you see it's only 5 a.m., and you're like, why am I even doing this? All the excuses are rushing in, right? Oh, my eyes are still dry. Maybe I need some sleep. It doesn't even matter that much. Maybe I just need to sleep in, get over it. But thing is, that's when it gets dangerous, because your brain knows exactly what you want. It knows exactly what you care about, what you need. And so it's the perfect salesman for you to convince you that you have to stay in bed, right? Because again, your brain is wired for what's comfortable, for what will keep you average, for what is safe. Because that was optimal back in the primal days when you needed to survive. That was what helped you. But right now, that's what will keep you average. That is what will keep you from thriving. Listening to that brain. And it came to a point where I asked myself, why should I wake up? And this was all in the span of like 2 minutes, right? And so, why should I wake up? And that's the thing. You need to have that why. If you, in that moment, if you do not have a clear reason on why you're doing it, you lost. You just lost right there, and you will stay in bed. And that's probably exactly what is happening. You know you're meant for more. You know that there's more to it, but you probably just can't clearly articulate it, and that is costing you. Because you need to be able to tell yourself why you're doing this. You need to be able to tell that salesman, that guy that's negotiating with you in the morning, the weaker version of you. You need to be able to tell you, like, I'm doing it for a fucking reason. I got somewhere to go. And so I told myself why I'm doing it, and I just immediately got out of bed. Now, it wasn't some euphoric shit. No, it wasn't energetic. It was just, well, I guess I gotta get out of bed. But that is the name of the game. That is the grind. Some days you will be hyped to wake up. Some days you will be hyped to go to the gym. Some days you will be hyped to put in the work. But some days you just do not feel like it. And you will have to act anyways. Because that is what separates average people from where we're going. We're going towards our goals, towards the dream. And I know how cringe that sounds, but that's what my why is. My why is the dream. And it might sound cringe. I even have it written out on my wall, but this is what gets me up in the morning. My end goal. And people don't even have goals. If you don't have a clear reason to do it, you will stay in bed. You will stay average, because in those moments you need a clear why. You need a reason for doing it. And so the dream is the dream life. It's financial freedom, being healthy, being in shape, having the right loving circle around you, the people that you actually love and care about. And it's not going to be a big circle. It's just the people you actually care about. The people who actually help you with going forward in life. The people who help you. The people who lean on you. And when times get hard, you can lean on them. Being in shape, again, financial freedom, time freedom. location freedom, being able to do whatever the fuck you want. And with that freedom, you go ahead and you get better every single day. And that's what most people miss. They think that the dream life is just freedom and being able to do what they want and being healthy, of course. But like with freedom, if you try to describe freedom, it's basically like a free schedule, right? If you think about freedom, it's a day in which you can decide whatever you're gonna do. But if in that day you're still gonna consume, you're still gonna watch YouTube, you're still gonna go to the club, chase degeneracy, play video games, do you really want that freedom? Because if you look back at a day like that, you will not be proud of it. You will look back and be like, shit. Because what does pride actually come from? What does fulfillment actually come from? It comes from you getting better every single day. And so that's part of the dream too. In the dream, I am healthy. I have the right people around me. I have freedom. And with that freedom, I decide to still get better. I decide to every single day still work towards a goal, because that's what true fulfillment comes from. And you're really just overcomplicating it. You just need to have a goal. Something that will get you closer towards the dream, and work on it and get better every single day. And if you don't, you will just have a dull life. You will look back in 10, 20 years and think about what you really did, and it will be nothing. You will look back and you will be ashamed of it. Like, actually think about this. If you, every single day, give into what's comfortable, give into the temptations, do not battle yourself, do not get better, do not get closer to a certain goal, do not commit, do not fully go all in, after 10, 20 years, you will be in the exact same place. And is that actually what you want? And it's not. I know it's not. You would not be watching an 8-minute video on this if you don't have something you need to get. If you don't realize that there's more to it. And if you're like, well, for me, these days are cool, then this is not for you. I don't care. Go away. If you do not actually want to get better, if you do not realize that the whole purpose of life is getting better every single day and taking the fulfillment, the pride from that, and enjoying that with others around you, this is not for you. And so the moment you start negotiating with yourself is the moment that separates winners from losers. Winners will, in that moment, decide what's actually important to them. Because this question, this why, will come up every single time, and you need to have a clear answer for it. If you do not have a clear reason behind why you want a six-pack, behind why you want to get rich, behind why you want that promotion, why you want a better job, why you want all this and that, if you do not have a clear why, you will not get up. Like, thinking about a Lamborghini, thinking about being insanely jacked will only get you up so many times. And maybe it will not even get you up, because if you do not have a clear, deep reason within you for why you need to be upgrading yourself, for why you need to be striving towards these goals, you will not get up. You will not go to the gym. You will not hit that run. You will not work. You will not put yourself to it. And so that's why you need to have the dream. That's why you need to have that perfect life. The life that's actually worth living. The life that you can be proud of. And if you have that internal reason for doing it, I'm not saying you should just copy me. You should have your own reasons. You should think about it, journal about it. Like, the dream didn't just come up. I thought about it for weeks. And eventually it got serious. I was like I thought about it. I journaled about it. I wrote it all down. I now have this idea of what the perfect life would be like, but I'm still not doing shit. I'm still procrastinating. I'm still every single day not getting closer. And I already had some results. I already was kind of jacked. But I knew there was more to it. And I genuinely still am afraid of living that other life. I am afraid. I could not live that. Just stagnating, just stopping with making progress. Living the life in which you just settle. You're complacent. That life in which you know you will not be any better in 30 years from now than where you're at today. That life is what I'm afraid of, the settling, the dullness, because when you look back at it, you will be ashamed. I would genuinely be ashamed of that life. It's miserable to have this vision in mind, and meanwhile, every single day, know that you're not living up to it. Know that you're just stagnating, that you're stuck in that same old place day after day after day, and I could not do that. So you need a why. In those moments, that is what will separate you. You need to have something you're moving away from, and you need to have something you're going towards. And it's not just, I want a six-pack. It's not just, I want to look better on the beach. It's not just, oh, I'm insecure about my physique. It needs to be deeper than that. It has to go deep, because otherwise it will not fuel you. Otherwise it will not propel you to where you want to go. And if you only want the six-pack, within a couple of weeks you will get demotivated. It's not just about the six-pack. It's about working on yourself, getting better every single day. And your six-pack, your physique, is a representation of where you're at. It's a representation of what your mind is. Your physique is a look into how disciplined you really are, how you look from the inside, within your head, how much of a man you really are. And so I'll leave you boys with that. When you start negotiating with yourself, you need a why. And that is what will separate you from the rest. Love y'all boys. Dreams don't work unless you do, so fucking work for it. Ciao.